your connections to maximize networking. So what's in it for you? By the end of the session, you will leave with a 4-step strategy to maximize networking efforts, grow connections, and have laser focus. Little bit of housekeeping before we start. Close your email, shut down the 20 browser windows you might have open, close the door, shut out any distractions, get comfy, and take notes, or feel free to share and take any screenshots that you may find useful. I will be sharing a full resource pack to support the Network for Impact series. So don't worry if you don't want to get distracted with taking notes. So just sit back and listen up. 95% of professionals consider networking vital for long-term business relationships. And I am in that 95%. Networking is absolutely essential for every business to do. You may like it or you may loathe it. But if you loathe it, you need to learn to like it. And if you like it, you need to actually become to love it. Okay, go up a scale, go up a notch, wherever you're at. Let's see today how we can actually get you up to even liking it if you loathe it, and to loving it if you just like networking. Today is all around you, your business, and how we can get you to the next stage in networking to get the results you so deserve. I've asked lots of people in my network and my clients about networking and how they feel. And what were their top questions around it? What did they want to know from me? So I've shared these here and we'll just run through them, but think if these questions resonate with you, or perhaps you have your own questions around networking. So there's so much I want to talk about in networking. How do I know what I should spend my time talking about? I want quality rather than quantity of connections. Should I be accepting all invitations to connect or turning some down? How do I know if the networking group or event is right for me and my business? Will I get new clients? And is networking worth my time? So these are the common questions that I get asked time and time again. And this is what we're going to actually crack today together as well with my 4-step plan. How can you actually be answering all of these questions for every single networking you go to? Now, another very common thing I come across is the people that really don't like the networking, but they know they have to do it, and they do show up and they do it. But they spend half the day psyching themselves up for it. They go for the hour or the hour and a half, however long it might be, and then they spend the rest of the day recovering from it. So we're going to take some time to flip that around. If this sounds familiar to you, you're in the right place. And if you're thinking, absolutely, this is not me, you probably were there one day. So listen up, there's going to be value whichever camp you're in. And I'm going to share the solution. The solution for me is actually in having a strategy. Strategy is vital when it comes to networking. You need a step-by-step plan to set yourself up for success before, during, and after. And I'm going to show you the strategy for you and how you can build that into your business. Okay, we have a networking strategy. Like any strategy in business, it's vital, whether it's for your sales, your marketing, your financial strategy within the business, your growth strategy. But we want to have a specific networking strategy. The 3 core reasons for me is purpose, focus, and success. You need to think around why you're there. You need to set targets and goals. And it's really essential that you monitor and review to really understand if it is worth your time and if you're getting fruit for your labor. So my 4-step system set up, targets, action, and review. So it's really easy to remember. It's the 4-step STAR system to networking for impact. If you want to just jot them down, take them in, we're going to jump in. Set up. So setting yourself up for success at networking events, you need to do some work beforehand. Again, some more questions you need to ask yourself. Why are you there? What's your priority? And do I need to prep? So I'm going to take these 3 questions and I'm going to answer them for myself. So you want to be thinking about your own situation and be thinking about one particular networking event. So have something in mind that's specific. It may be that the answer to your questions are the same for a number of networking groups you go to. For me, they're slightly different. So why are you there? So this week, and I go say to 3 networking meetings online at the moment, because I can do 3 to 1 in-person networking. It depends. Some people love it. I love in-person. I love online. I love online because it saves me time. I get to go to more. Whereas in-person is half a day out of the office, and online I can do 3 meetings in that time I would go to an in-person. So it doesn't matter what it is, but I'm going to be thinking about my networking for next week. I've got 3, and with all 3 of them, why am I there? I'm there to promote my online sales training. And that's going to be the same for all of them. What's my priority? At the moment, I want to show up, be memorable, and add value. I want to add value so people remember what I say to them. And if they remember, they can then pass that on to people within their network, beyond the networking group. Okay, so that's really my priority. And do I need to prep? Oh, yes, I absolutely need to prep, because what am I going to do with them? Where do I want to signpost them? And that then has to feed back to, why am I there? Okay, to promote my sales training. What am I going to put in the chat? Am I going to put my free masterclass? I might put my sales page. I might put a free walk and talk I do. So I've got lots of links I could put in, but I want to be really specific. It's not about doing one size fits all and giving all of the options. Have a one-to-one call with me. Come to my private Facebook group. Book a 30-minute Pick My Brains walk and talk. Here's my sales page. You need to be really, really specific why you're putting the links in there and how many you're putting in. So I would recommend, for me, my preparation would be having my LinkedIn so I can connect. But is it a priority? Because I know I'm going to have from an online the chat. So I could go and connect with everybody and search by their name, even if they don't share their LinkedIn. Yeah. So if you're going to give people 2 or 3 actions to do, the chances are they're only actually going to act on one of them. And what is the one you want them to do? So for my link, I would more than likely invite them into, say, my private Facebook group, because from there, I know they're there. I can connect with them on LinkedIn. There become some actions from me. Okay. Now, targets. You need to have targets. It may be 1, 2, 3, it may be 5 targets. These are actually the targets you're trying to reach. So it's the results you want to get from your efforts. For me, I'm going to share 3 with you: collaboration, visibility, and engagement. Those are the targets that I'm trying to reach from my marketing and networking efforts next week at these events. I'm looking for people to collaborate with, people that I can bring into my network, and we can actually take my skills and expertise as well as theirs and collaborate. It may be for my guest expert series that I do. I want to find people to come on as my guests. So again, we're collaborating. I'm promoting them in my group, but by doing it, I'm also then leveraging off of their audience. So to me, that is a great collaboration. And not everybody in the networking is going to be right for that, but that's what I've got in mind. So that's one of my targets. The other is visibility. Again, it ties in actually to that collaboration. I want to become as visible as possible. So I may be saying my target is actually to offer to people that I'm available to come and be a guest expert in their network, in their groups. What do they have? Are they doing a masterclass and they need a sales expert to come and help? Again, just making yourself visible is really vital. But that's for me at the moment. Your targets may be very different, but these also may be giving you some really great ideas that you can develop off for yourself as well. And the third one is engagement. So I'm really keen on getting as much engagement as I possibly can to beat the algorithm, whether that's in Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. For me, I concentrate on LinkedIn because that's where my ideal clients are hanging out. Again, for you, it may be different. So targets are really important, and think around what targets you want to achieve in your business. Action. Ask, help, and share. You need to ask people, why are they there? Engage in that conversation. Offer to help. What can I do for you? How can I help? You've asked them what they need. Then you're extending your offer of help. Then you can share what you want. Yeah, but give before you ask or before you take. Okay, so you're giving them the opportunity to tell you why they're there, to tell you what help they need. And then you can share exactly the same back with them. Okay, you can share why you're there, what you're looking for, all having in mind your priority, your focus and purpose. And also remembering what was your priority, the visibility, the memorability, the adding value. So when I come to share, I might give a sales tip because it's really memorable. Most people just do their short little elevator pitch of say 30 to 60 seconds. People can go see who I am on LinkedIn. Tell them something interesting that they can actually use, take away and remember you for. So that would be my big share in the action stage for me when I'm actually physically in the networking. Here's just a really quick example to show you that somebody's feedback. I was in a networking and I was promoting my upcoming masterclass. And it says, "Hi, Natalie, fab to meet you today. It's a real shame I only work Monday, Friday, Wednesdays, as your webinar tomorrow sounds really useful." So they remembered what I was talking about. I'll definitely share it. They're going to promote it for me because I asked them. That was my priority at that networking at that time. I also love the questions you asked people today to get an insight into their business. Makes everything much more engaging. So they've remembered me. I have had a great result. I've also got some social proof from somebody. They've taken the time to tell me the impact I've had on them and others in the group. Yeah, I love the questions you asked. So I was asking. It gave me a window to help them and the opportunity to then share why I was there, to promote my online free masterclass. Okay. And another little one there, you know, this lady knows how to do it. Join me tomorrow to hear how you can have your own 4-step strategy. And that's what we're doing today. But the person that shared this was actually in the networking. I promoted it in my LinkedIn, and I think that was LinkedIn, looking at the screen grab. And they said, this lady knows how to do it. This is invaluable. But if I had talked about too many things, there wouldn't be that focus or purpose, and I wouldn't get these outcomes or results. It really is that simple. So it brings us to review. Did you reach your targets? What did you get? And did you enjoy it? I think the most important for me there is, did you enjoy it? Sometimes if you enjoyed it too much, it might not be the right place for other reasons. But did you reach your targets? And what I've just shared with you really did tell me quite quickly that I did reach my targets, because I was getting that engagement, I was getting the visibility, and I was actually getting my priority. My priority was to share my training, and I've done that. That's just a little snippet. So that's what I got from it. So think about the questions when you're coming to review. Did you reach your targets? You won't necessarily know as quickly as I did, but it may take a few weeks, depending on what your targets are. It might take a few months, but you have to keep going, and you have to be consistently reviewing. What did you get? So an example of my answer, I got 3 one-to-one calls and meetings, plus an intro to do a podcast host and engagement on LinkedIn. That is a massive win. And did I enjoy it? Yes. You probably enjoy it more when you're getting results. And again, don't be disheartened, because they won't necessarily be immediate. It takes time, and you need to invest time to be able to get something back. And most importantly, getting something back, for me, that's return on investment. Now, I think everybody, when we talk about ROI, immediately thinks about the monetary return that you get. So I want to take a slightly different twist on this, and I want to look about the return on investment of your time. So networking isn't just about the time you are in the room or the Zoom, whether it's in person or a virtual event. That hour, let's take an hour meeting. I know there's some can be shorter, some can be longer, but we've got an hour of networking. I think it takes a minimum of 20 minutes to prepare. And it probably in the beginning will take you a little bit longer to invest the time. So say it's 30 minutes for you to be asking yourself, what am I showing up at this networking? What do I want to talk about? What are the links? What am I going to share? Think about that beforehand. And then after, you probably have, again, a minimum of 30 minutes in follow-up. What's your follow-up plan? I've had 3 people approach me, but I may also want to approach 3 different people to have a one-to-one follow-up call with. I may have met some interesting people that I want to reach out with and ask to come and be guest experts in my private Facebook group. So again, it takes time. For me, my follow-up is outsourced to a team member. They know the system that we're going to use. It's my words, but they are physically doing that follow-up. So I'm leveraging my time. So I know the return on my time for me is being in the room. I'm the front of the business, okay? But the follow-up can be outsourced to another team member, because it's more important for me to be going, say, to another networking than spending the time in the follow-up. Your follow-up could take as much as an hour. So if we think you're probably looking for anything between 2 to 3 hours for a networking event, that is an hour in your diary. You need to block out time to make sure that you're getting return on your time. There's no point putting the time in at the meeting if you're not going to get prepared before, and certainly if you're not going to follow up afterwards. Okay, so if you're not going to invest the time before and after, think of it like the sandwich. You know, you need to bring it all together to make it worth you doing it. If not, you're just wasting that 1 hour, I believe, at the networking, and you're not going to show up and give impact. So now it's a challenge time for you. I said at the beginning of this session that I wanted you to be able to action what I've shared with you. And that's just what I want you to do. I want you to challenge yourself to take action. I want you to apply today's strategy to your next networking. Do the before, ask yourself the questions, get prepared, go to your networking, follow the STAR system, and remember, one thing to one person or group at one time. Don't overwhelm them. If you're going to give them too many links in the chat, they're probably only going to take one action. So why give them 3? And it's pick and mix. It's very hard to measure your success. I believe if you give less, you get more. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. And then you can remember that little KISS anagram as well for your networking. Now, almost 75% of marketeers believe word of mouth is the most effective form of marketing. So when you're at your next networking, remember you are marketing yourself, and remember one thing to one person at one time. Don't get cluttered. Don't confuse. Remember, clarity is king, because you want to create the opportunity for people to recommend you. Word of mouth. And how do they do that? They do that by remembering you. But if you keep it simple, they've got one thing to tell somebody else about. So I was talking about my webinar. I engaged with people. They were really excited. And they're more likely to go on and share that with somebody else, because they can remember the one thing. Hey, I met this incredible woman today that loves sales. She specializes in it. She's got a free training tomorrow. You really need to go. Okay, if there were 20 people in the networking and they each share with somebody within their network, you can see how this multiplies. So I've actually gone from meeting 20 people, maybe to 40 if each one of them tells one person. If they share it like the ones I've shown you earlier on their LinkedIn, it's exponential. They can have up to 10,000, 20,000 connections that I don't know. So it's really powerful if they're going to then engage and share my event. You see how it works. So it's so, so important. And I hope that you found it really, really useful, and you are going to take what I've shown you and taught you today into your business so you can start networking for impact. If you have any questions, do get in touch. Really love to hear from you. I love to help. There's lots of ways we can connect on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. I have a private Facebook group. You're more than welcome to join. If you do a quick search on Facebook for my name, Natalie Carthew, Love Sales, you will find it. Also, if you would like to book a 30-minute walk and talk with me where we can get on WhatsApp while I'm walking the dog, I do that every Wednesday. I have guest expert slots if you would like to join me for an informal chat for half an hour that we stream to my Facebook group and also to LinkedIn. I have an online training academy. There are so, so many ways that we can stay in touch, stay connected, and learn from each other. So I hope that you have found this helpful, and I wish you every success in networking for impact in your business. Have a fantastic day, and to your success.